layers in the screen, and the function layer is indeed the capacitive sensing circuit. So you may ask, what is capacity circuit? And in fact, the principle behind is based on the capacitance coupling. And physically, coupling means transfer of energy from one point to another point. And because when you use your finger to press on the iPod, because your finger is kind of dielectric, so the capacitance will be affected, and the difference will be detected. And let me show you a real example. So here is iPhone, and imagine the screen of the iPhone is divided to 40 boxes, and each boxes is assigned a cookbook. And then, so how can the system detect where your finger is put on? It's indeed detect the pressure along the surface of the screen, and the signal is the pressure is quantized into some very discrete discrete values. So you can see the picture here, and at this point, the vertex of the curve is the maximum pressure the screen is facing. So it is exactly that point that your finger is putting on. So I want to ask a question: do anybody have ever played this kind of games in paper? And so I will use this as an example to explain the sampling. So imagine a man pull the paper off continuously in a period of time, and imagine the man have a god hand, so he can pull again and again the papers in 20 hertz. That means 1 second for 20 pulls. So according to the sampling theory, the iPod Touch or iPhone should at least have to have a sampling rate bigger than 40 hertz. Otherwise, it will have some aliasing. And so, in other words, the screen actually has the pressure along the screen more than 40 times a second. And as I have said, imagine there's 40 boxes in the screen, and we can see indeed 6 bytes can explain all the positions, all the situations in the screen. But from what we learned about coding, we know the source coding can help to increase the efficiency. So we can know that by the Shannon's formula, we can indeed have the lowest possible bit, that is 5.3 bits to explain all the situations here. So the whole story here is that when you push your finger or put a conductor on the screen, and then it will sampling how fast you pull the screen, and it will actually detect the exact location of where your finger is put on by the quantization, and then use coding to increase the efficiency, and then later on send to processor for software calculation, and then your iPhone or iPod Touch can react to your movement. So next, I want to focus the accelerometer of the iPod Touch or iPhone. So what is accelerometer? Accelerometer, like when you play car games in iPod Touch, you like shift right when you will do this, when you want to shift right, do that when you want to shift left. It is because there is an accelerometer inside the iPod or iPhone. And yeah, it is for orientation. And there are 3 accelerometers in the iPhone. So why 3? Because we live in a 3D world, a three-dimensional world. So there should be at least 3 accelerometers. And it also makes good use of the capacitance. So due to the gravity, the mass will close place and changing the capacitance, and it's indeed have the same principle, just like the touch screen, make good use of the capacitance to measure and to react. So I call this two paragraph from the product literature, you can see there's imbalance in capacities, just like what I said above. And you can also see that the whole process indeed is convert analog voltage to a digital value.
So next I'll talk about how internet connectivity has progressed from iPhone 2G to iPhone 3GS. And you can see in the graph here the Wi-Fi as well as the EDGE, which is stand for Enhanced Data Rates for GSM Evolution, is present in both iPhone 2G, iPhone 3G, and iPhone 3GS. And for the HSDPA, which is high-speed downlink packet access, is only present in 3G, and for iPhone 3GS we have an even stronger Wi-Fi connection. That's called the HSDPA. So here are the maximum raw data rate for different network. You can see that HSDPA has almost 1,000 times of the network data rate for EDGE, and for HSDPA 7.2 is actually a double of HSDPA. So you can see that the technology is actually progressing very fastly. And for the HSDPA, you can see that from a graph that it's how it works, and its data is actually transmitted together with an error correction bits, and it is an enhanced third generation mobile telephony communications protocol in the HSPA family. And the difference between HSDPA and HSDPA 7.2 is mainly attributed to the different fast packet scheduling on high-speed downlink shared channel, which give rise to different maximum raw data speed. And here is how it works from the internet to each individual cell phones. So for the future development of iPhone, there will be video conferencing and different additional functions such as resizing photos while you're sending them. And for the iPod Touch, there will be a camera and longer battery life, and pedometer and voice memos. And that's our presentation.
The EDGE can be pronounced simply as edge. So in the industry, people just say edge.